stop up to entry +1. Got taken out at entry +3. So 2 off at 5, 2 off at 3. That's 16 ticks or 160 USD for the second trade of the morning here on gold. Then we went back over to crude. Went from crude to the Aussie. Okay, so back over on crude now. This was a pattern now that showed up on a much slower time frame. Right, here's a 13 range chart. And we've been looking for a bounce off the low of day and the previous low of day, right, which is right here. Both these blue lines here, you get the previous low of day and the current low of day. So we come bouncing off these levels here. We're expecting a two-step reversal. We break above that swing high. As you can see here, we didn't get very much at all out of it. We grabbed our 8 ticks though. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 7 is 14. Add them all up, guys. 1 off at 7 would be 2 off at 8. Right, 2 off at 8 there, and then 1 off, here, at 940 at 2. Right, that's 16 plus 4. 16 plus 2, would be 18 ticks. All right, so $180. So that's going to be a two-step pattern long, but as you can see here, we really didn't get much out of it. The momentum at that point had shifted and curled back down, but you can see that's where the profit was. Now this again is a 13 range chart, so you're not going to be able to see as much of it there, but that's where the two-step long was. 74.51, right, plus 8, and then plus 2, 18 ticks there, guys. Now back to the Aussie. Okay, back to the Aussie here. Now this again, a very slow time frame. We took a bunch of these slower time frame trades, right? This is on the Aussie, the 34 range chart. Okay, so we got a 34 range chart here on the Aussie. Very slow time frame, right? This will be similar to a 10 to a 15-minute chart, right? 34 range. And so you can see we're going to come down. We're going to bounce off the low of day. We come up. We mark up our swing high. 83.47 was a swing high. And so we look to get above that 83.47 for reversal off the lows. Okay, now again, this is that same two-step pattern. 9.45 on the 6A, right? The Aussie dollar. Breaker long. Okay, now we called it a breaker long here because the two-step was down here a little bit lower. Right, there's your two-step right there at about 8,300. Okay, so then of course we reverse the trend. We go with the trend now for breaker pattern long, 83.55. So I wanted to get above the 47s, but by the time we got into the trade, it was above 55s here because we had some overhead resistance. So we had to get above the trigger line, if you guys recall, at 51s. We got in at 55s. We took our 2 off at plus 8, move our stop up to entry plus 1, and get stopped out at plus 1. So 16 plus 2, 18 ticks, another $180. So our slower time frame trades here had some of the biggest winning profit targets, but we didn't really start seeing this really speed up here until after about 10 o'clock. Okay, so at 9:45, now let's go next over to crude here. Now we begin to start seeing things start to tumble. The speed picks up. We get the dollar taking a drop, and so now everything now is on the run here. Now once we get to 10 o'clock, at this point, right, we'd already put about 60, 70 ticks in our pocket here, so we were really looking good. Okay, if we got a nice padded account at this point, now the speed picks up. Short-term trend down. We're going to break below, right? Test our low of day. We bounce off the low of day. There's my swing high. We break back above that swing high. There's my two-step long at 55s at 10 minutes past 10. 2 off at 4, 1 off at 8, 1 off at 5. That's 21 ticks or 210 USD. So once again, this is a two-step, right? A reversal off the lows. Guys, we've been taking these patterns all week with great success. Let's keep going. Back over on gold here. Now this was what we call a perfect scenario on gold. High speed, lots of big money in the market, and we saw the market begin to tumble here, and you can see back-to-back 3 winning trades here. Now the short-term trend was down. You can tell that by looking at the slope of my trigger line. We're going to break below support here, 35.2. We're going to mark up a swing low right here, and we break below that swing low. There's your breaker pattern short. 34.2 is the fill. 2 off at 5. Move that stop down to entry -1, and we get stopped out for +1. Okay, so 2 off at 5, 2 off at 1. That's 12 ticks. So we put 12 ticks in here for the first trade. Right? There's 12. Then what we always do is if we get bounced out of a breaker pattern short, look for the wave entry short for the re-entry. Okay, so what happened was now price bounced back up. I'm now waiting for that price right at my trigger line here. And now I'm looking good for a wave pattern short. There's your wave short. Okay, so we of course bounce off those lows. We retrace up into a falling trigger line. Make sure I get in below that swing low here. Okay, that's going to be the biggest piece of the pie here. Okay, see my swing low? Here's my swing low, right? This blue line. This blue line here's my swing low. So I want to get in below that level, right, for my short trade. So I got momentum curls down. There's my wave short. Second trade here. So we took 12 ticks out of the first trade. We took +4, +9, and then +12 for 29 ticks on the second trade, a wave short. And then we're not done yet, guys. We come down, we bounce off the low of day again, right? Didn't grab the two-step long. There's a two-step long right there, right? Two-step long bounces up. We come down, right? We bounce again. There's my swing low. Break below the support here, and then break below the swing low. Okay, so kind of a challenging pattern there, guys. We had to make sure we broke below the low, get a swing low there, and then take the break below that swing low. That's your breaker pattern short. 30.9 was the fill. 2 off at 4, 2 off at 2. That's 12 ticks there. So we took 24, right? 12 and 12, and then added another almost 30 ticks, right? That's 53 ticks, guys. 530 USD from 10.15 to 10.19. Right? 50 ticks on a scalp system here, guys. We got the breaker, the wave. We had a two-step in here somewhere, right? Two-step right in there. Guys, this is how all of our trades should go, right? We see the pattern set up. The speed starts moving. It's breaker short into a wave short. If it wants to bounce, right? Take the two-step pattern back long. Guys, again, we'll go over all this stuff again in live in real time on Tuesday when we come back in the trade room. And then finally, guys, back over to Crude here. Okay, so we went back to back to back winners on gold. We got 2 more trades though. 1038 here back on Crude. Short-term trend is down. We know that because the slope of my trigger line is pointing down. I'm going to break below support, right? 72.65. I mark my swing low and I break below that swing low. Now I missed the initial entry here because momentum, as you can see if you follow me down here, momentum kind of got me a little bit confused there. So what I had to do was I had to wait for another option here to get in with momentum confirmed. Here's my second option, my second swing low, and there's the entry I took. Okay, so we then, of course, had to wait momentum to confirm pointing down now in order so we can actually feel confident taking this trade. Okay, 1038 was the time, 72.58 was the fill, 2 off at 6, 1 off at 8, 1 off at 11. That's 31 ticks. This is what looks to be the biggest trade of the day here at 1038. Okay, so 310 USD, guys. Very simple trade pattern, right? We're going to come down. We bounce off support. We're going to mark up our swing low here. We break below that swing low, and there's your entry for your breaker pattern short. Make sure your rules confirm, obviously, guys, and don't forget to ask questions next week in our members-only training. And then last but not least, guys, another big winner on gold. This put us over the top for the biggest day of the year. Short-term trend down. Another easy pattern. We're at the low of day, so we had to make sure we had good speed. We had great speed all afternoon today, all morning today. We're going to break below support, mark up my swing low. We break below that swing low, and there's your entry, 19.2. We took 2 off at 4, 1 off at 8, 1 off at 8, 24 ticks, or 240 USD for our final trade of the day. Right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 total trades. Nothing but green there, guys, on the mark today. 201 ticks, over $2,000 to finish up a fantastic week here, a short week here in the live trade room. Now, guys, remember, we're closed tomorrow the 2nd. The markets will be open, but will be closed. Our sales team office, right? Our support team office will all be open. So the trade room will be closed, but the office will be open tomorrow on Friday. And then on Monday, right? Monday is a federal holiday, right? July 5th. It's the Monday after the 4th of July holiday. So we're coming back Tuesday, July 6th. Now, Tuesday morning, we've got 10 a.m. ISM Manufacturing, and then 11:30, we'll do our special tips and tricks webinar on Tuesday. So bring your questions. We'll be talking more about all these patterns, guys, on Tuesday when we come back from break. And then don't forget, guys, again, close Friday, reopen Tuesday at 7:45. We'll do webinars next week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. And don't forget, the beginner's course is perfect for all you brand new traders out there. If you were here in the room today for the first time, I know today was filled with lots of patterns. We really didn't have a chance to go over a lot of questions today, so I want to make sure I welcome you guys back next week. Make sure you guys come back next week, and we'll take as much time as we need to answer all the questions. Don't forget, the beginner's course is perfect for all the free trial guests. It'll build that firm foundation of knowledge about everything we need to know to trade with us in the room. And then on top of that foundation, we'll put the intermediate course and the advanced course to make sure you guys have everything you need to make money with us every single day. All right, guys? Have a great holiday weekend. The biggest day of the year. What a great way to send us off to a 4th of July holiday weekend, guys. My name is Joseph James. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you guys back here on Tuesday. Don't forget, sales and support teams are working all weekend, so keep in touch for membership or if you guys have any questions. Bye-bye for now.